Hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's just give others a minute so that they could still join us. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Anne and I'm part of the customer success team here at Sendible. I'll be joined by Julie, and she'll be here in a bit just to help me in answering your questions. So, yes, we do have a question and answer portion later on. She's from our support team, so, yes, throw in those difficult questions later on, and she'll definitely help me on answering those. Today, we will be talking about Sendible's dashboard. So this will be a longer than usual session. So it'll be a 45-minute webinar since we will be tackling a bigger topic, which is essentially the whole Sendible dashboard. So we'll answer your questions on the second part of the webinar, but on the first half, to allow me to present on the first half. So you also see the questions, the chat box there on the right. Just for a little housekeeping, you can say hi there, just like what Julie said. Hello, everyone. You can just pop right there to interact with everyone. Also, if you can post your answers there later on because we do have an icebreaker, as you know. Beside the chat box, we have the questions tab. There you go. That's where you're going to put in your questions, but please do keep your questions relevant to our topic for today. So if you're looking for some answers on some probably bugs or technical issues, we do have our support team to help you with that. So please send them a message. And as I mentioned, for those who have attended, we do love starting this off with an icebreaker. You can post your answers there on the chat box there, just where Julie said hello. And we just had this icebreaker from one of our team meetings, and I just want to use it again. If you can teach something to a group or maybe a specific topic to a group of high school students, what would it be and why? So any topic, any probably subject. For me, it's gonna be biology. So by all means, I'm not really that good in biology, but I do have a fair share of good and bad or traumatic memories of biology. I would say I would love to teach them and see those students dissecting a frog, which is one of the traumatic moments in my high school days. I mean, I can't even remember how I survived, but we did it. So that is something both fond memory, something that could be a bit traumatic as well. But I want to know yours. What are you going to teach these high school students? So Morgan is telling us that she's going to, oh my God, yes, cooking, because it's an important life skill. Yes, I would say eating is my favorite, but definitely cooking is a life skill. Way to go, Morgan. Julie, history, because it's a way more than names and dates. Of course, nearly everything that was in the Game of Thrones happened in history. That's pretty interesting. I love Game of Thrones. So history, I don't think I'm not really that good in history, but that's a very interesting topic to discuss. Liz, I don't want to teach this, but financial literacy, yes, is a class. In a class, I wish that was required. Well, I couldn't agree more. I wish I could have learned financial literacy earlier in life. Probably I could have owned a company or retired earlier. But definitely, that's something that is worth sharing or teaching our high school students. Well, keep your answers coming in. Just put that on the chat box. And I'll just start sharing my screen here so I can start the ball rolling. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm logged in as myself here. This is my dashboard. Pretty much before we jump in, I just want to assume at this stage that you've already added your team members, maybe client dashboards, another admin. So we're going to skip that part. We're just going to jump right into adding the profiles and then sharing the profiles to team members or client dashboards, because that's a very important aspect of using Sendible. So you go to profiles. The most important thing is that the main admin of the profile should be adding it. So it could either be the CEO, the director, or whoever it is, because whoever adds a profile will be the profile owner. And later on, if that becomes disconnected at some point, then that profile owner will be the one in charge of reconnecting the profiles. So you go to add profiles. And you'll see a bunch of options here. We have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'll talk about Facebook and Instagram because the rest are quite easier to add. If you go to Facebook, just click on add. Let's do Facebook's page setup first. And here you get to see, if you're not logged into Facebook yet, it will ask you to log in first. You get to see which Facebook page you'd like to add. And you can pick a link preview if you wanted to generate link previews. You can say yes to that. You can also opt for full-size images. New alerts for new activity. I want to keep it on priority inbox only. I don't want to get too much of emails as well. Just save the settings, and that will add the profiles here in your My Profiles section. Now, I want to touch base as well on Instagram because this is an important part when adding an Instagram business account. So when you go to set up direct publishing, do not skip editing edit settings. This is important. Click on edit settings. Make sure that everything is selected. Just click on select all. So don't worry, at this point, we're not adding the profiles yet. We're just giving Sendible the visibility for this profile so that you can add them later on. So these are the Instagram accounts. Clicking next will show you the Facebook pages linked to them. Just select all of them as well. We're not adding them yet. Make sure on the next page, yes has been selected, so you won't have any problems with permissions later on. Then click on done. And hit OK. Now on this next window, it will show you the list of Instagram accounts that you already connected and that you can still connect. So this one, I haven't connected this one. So I'm going to click on connect. It's not connecting and it's not connected. So that's easy as that. Click on done. And then when you go to My Profiles, you get to see that it has been added. Hold on, there it is. Here it is. It has been added. All right, now next step, because all the profiles that you've added, only you can see it, only you can post to those profiles. So the next step is for you to share those profiles to different members of the team, either a client dashboard or a team member. You can do it one by one. Just click this 3 dots here, and then you go to share. Then you can share it maybe to Jean, Reed, you can share that. And that gives Jean the visibility to this specific Instagram account and can post to this Instagram Jenna page. Now there's a bulk way for you to do it as well. So I understand, especially for marketing agencies, you have tons of Facebook pages and other profiles that you want to share. Just go to manage users, go to the profile sharing option. And here you can pick who you want to share. Maybe I want to share this to Dave Smith. There you go. So I can pick specific pages here. Oops. Or I can just select all of them if this is just a member. And let's say Dave Smith should be managing all of these pages. I share that to him, then click on save. And there you go. 21 profiles have been shared. So that's a quick way for you to share all those profiles. Now you're ready because the profiles are there. You've already shared your profiles, and I guess you're ready to compose. So clicking on the compose button here will open this new message window. You get to pick pages, different profiles. You can also go to the toggle profile selector here, and you can go to pick multiple platforms and profiles. As you can see, it shows me 3 different tabs here, which are in correspondence to the different platforms that I've selected. This is what we call smart posting. And smart posting is available when you click on the compose button and you're kind of composing it for the first time and you didn't save it as a draft. So it will always have this smart posting option. And under the original tab, this will be your universal compose box. Whatever you type in here will go through these different platforms here as well. Notice that we also have the numbers here at the bottom. So these are the remaining characters left for each of the platforms. And whatever you type here will definitely go to each of these tabs here for each platforms. Now, what comes with smart posting is what we call validations. So validation in the sense that it checks if there's anything missing. It will flag you if it exceeds a specific requirement. it will tell you that there's something wrong and that there's something that you need to fix. And you can't move forward. You can't send it now. You can't send it for approval unless you address that specific flag. In this case, for Instagram, definitely we need to add media. You can add that from here, or you can just simply click this paperclip icon, and it will give you different options for you to add your media. You can upload your file from your computer. You can fetch an image from a URL. You can even go to your media library, which houses all the images or pictures that you've used before within your dashboard, and maybe you want to reuse them, just attach it. For those who are on higher tier plans, you have the cloud integration for Dropbox and Google Drive, so you can easily pick those images and creatives from this cloud storages. For everyone, regardless of the plan, you have the Canva integration. Regardless of what you picked here as an option, it will ask you to log into your Canva account, and there you can pick and fetch your creatives from your folder, or even share team folder. You can search for royalty-free images under Pexels and also on Flickr. Or if you're into GIFs or GIFs, you can search for those under Giphy. If you want to search for videos online on YouTube, just click this link here or this button here. It will ask you to log into your YouTube account, and you'll get a link to a URL link to the video. At this point, I'm just going to add something from my computer, and I will pick something for a carousel post. All right, now notice that the flag is now different. It's now telling me image ratio is incorrect. I have two images that I need to fix. I can either click edit image here or click this pencil icon. Those two images are these two with the red borders, the first one and the last one. When I click this edit image, it will open the image editor. But take note, I'm inside the Instagram tab. When I click the image editor, it will open and show me formats for Instagram. So either I choose Instagram Square or Portrait or Landscape. I can also add filters if I wish, add dual tone or remove the filter. I can even add text, change a font color, font size, background, but we'll not do that right now. I can upload my stickers if I have my own stickers, or add emojis, or maybe add some shapes. We'll not do all those. We'll just transform this and just pick this Instagram portrait option and click on save. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this one to fix it. There you go. And now the flag is gone. So unique to Instagram is that you can also add a location. Just click this pin location option here. Maybe you want to tag UCLA. Hit enter. It will show you the location. Pick it. That's for added discoverability. When you preview it, it will show the location here, and you also get to preview the carousel post. Now, you can also drag and drop if you want to change the sequence. Maybe you want this cute puppy to be at the front of the carousel image and this one at the back. So you can do that. Also unique to Instagram, you can add your Instagram first comment. Mostly these are just being used to add additional hashtags. There you go. Other things that you could do, I think I can show you, aside from adding emojis, you can also go to this book icon. You can share articles from an RSS feed. So if you've added an RSS feed, you can pull those articles, you can share it. It'll be shortened by a bit like this. All right. You can also tag Facebook pages at Sendible. It will show you a drop-down list. You can do the same thing for LinkedIn and also for Twitter. It will show you a drop-down list. But it's a bit different with Instagram because you need to type in the exact username or handle because it won't show you a drop-down list. There you go. So be sure that you're typing the right one. Now, you may be ready to post this. You can either save it as a draft if you want to work on it later on, or save it to your content library, or maybe send it for approval. If your CEO or a manager requires you to send it for approval first, then maybe you can check that out and send it for approval. Or you can post it now. This time, I'm going to go and pick the schedule here from the calendar. I can pick the date and time. Maybe I want to push for March 3 at 8 o'clock. There you go. And I'll click on schedule. So I have multiple variations. I'll just need to acknowledge this one. So I did create 3 different variations. When I go back to the calendar, I'll get to see that under March 3. So here it is. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I posted something earlier. This one is earlier. As you can see, I can drag and drop it to a different day like that. And you see, it still holds the same time, but when you click it, you can still edit and technically change everything, the copy, the hashtag, the image, even the date can be changed. So it really depends on you. Now, we have a schedule view here as well. So currently we're on the calendar view, but I want to show you something under schedule view. It will show you a list of what's going to come out in the next few days, weeks, or months. Now, if you want to share this to someone who's not in Sendible, who doesn't have a Sendible account, you can export them either to CSV or HTML. But I love it better with HTML. So you get to pick specific profiles here. You can filter it down, or if you want to filter it per client or per dashboard, you can also do that. So you can either pick 1 or 2, or maybe let's do all of them. And then I'll pick export to HTML. So all I need to do is to attach this to an email and send it over to the recipients, and they'll get this HTML file complete with a copy of what's going to come out, the date and time, the profiles where it will be going out to, even your initials are here. This cute puppy, you can click the image to make it look bigger. You can have a better view of what's going to go out. Definitely a great way of sharing contents that are going to come out, maybe for approvals. If you don't have a specific approval workflow, you can do that as well. That is not only possible just for a schedule, but you can also do that for sent, for undelivered, and drafts. Sent, these are just all the contents that you have sent out via Sendible, going to different platforms here. If it bounces back with an error message, you'll get an email, and you also see entries from undelivered. So like in this case, it will tell you exactly what's wrong. So we are trying our best to interpret this into layman's terms so that you guys would know how to fix the error. In this case, the image, the aspect ratio is incorrect. So you can fix this. Just click on repost, and maybe you want to click this image editor here, and then maybe you get to pick Instagram portrait or Instagram square or whatever you think is applicable. All right, so you get to fix it. Now, sometimes it will tell you that you need to reconnect the profile. It will give you a link for you to follow, like a support article, and even a link where you can add a profile. So definitely look under undelivered, and you'll see error messages that will help you resolve the issue. Now, I don't want to skip this queue because I also love Smart Queue. Some people are using it, some are don't. Now, this is great for evergreen contents. Now, when you go to compose, you normally just pick a date and time, right? But when you're using the Smart Queue, you get to set like a timetable, like a plan. And let me show you how that looks like. For the travel queue, there you go. So you can set timetable, like for Monday, 7 a.m., Tuesday, 1 a.m., Wednesday is maybe 9 a.m., Thursday is blank, Friday is 8:30. So these are slots. So if you compose and you add that here to the queue rather than a calendar, whatever you post for today, it will go out on the next available slot. In this case, probably that's going to be Monday. If you add another one, it will go out on the next slot, which is Wednesday. Add another one, it will be going out on Friday. So we'll just go on that sequence. Now, this is good if it's not time-sensitive post, so perhaps not good if you're going to post something for a holiday, for an event. Good for evergreen contents, I would say. It's also going to be good for non-time sensitive posts. Maybe you want to put there Monday Madness post or just a recipe of a restaurant. So you can use Smart Queue for that. All right. Next would be a task. This is just where all your approvals would go. If your team is using approvals workflow, then definitely check out tasks. Aside from getting an email about a new task that has been assigned to you, you also get that here, and you can collaborate. You can write comments here. You can approve and reject it. And you can actually change everything here if you just don't want to reject and just want to edit, and then just approve it and send. Now let's move on to activity. This is where all the engagement would go. There are two segments here. We have social feeds and the priority inbox. Let's talk about social feeds first. Now, this is just a replica of your social media accounts. As I've said, it's just a feed. So you can go to your home feed and scroll through your post. You can see how many likes, if there's any comments, you also see that. You can even reply to the comments from here. You can also go to the messenger, which is your direct messages. So you can reply here. While priority inbox, this is where all your action items would go, meaning these are the messages, the comments, even DMs would go here, except for Instagram. We can't pull Instagram DMs, but we can pull comments from Instagram. So as you can see, these are mentions. I can reply here. There you go. I can go here. I can reply to this mention. I can even assign this. I can click the three dots and assign this to someone from my team. Hey, Dave, please reply to this tweet. Please have a look. And then I can just assign it. So all engagement will go here. So if you're in charge of replying to comments and messages for your clients, then take advantage of the priority inbox. Next would be monitoring. So under monitoring, we have keyword alerts and search. Search will just be a very quick way for you to search words or phrases on Twitter. So you can just do Honda or Marriott. You can just put that here in search. Now, if you want to do a bit of more dynamic search or a keyword alert, if you're into social listening and you want to know what people are talking about your brand, you can just go here under keyword alerts, and then you can set a specific keyword alert. Let's say for Sendible, this is what I did. I want to know what people are talking about the Sendible app. So I put one of these terms. They should be mentioning Sendible, which is my brand. Has one of these terms. These are inclusion words. So not just Sendible. I want them to be mentioning social, platform, or Sendible app. You can also put some exclusion words here if you want to further narrow it down. You can also exclude curse words if you want, and you can have yourself notified if there's any new positive, negative, or sentiments that are neutral. Just put your email address here, then save the changes. Take note, it will pull mostly from Twitter and from other microblogging sites such as WordPress, Tumblr, Reddit, Yahoo News, Google News, but it won't pull messages from Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Again, you'll primarily see a lot coming from Twitter. Then from here, you can just retweet, or you can reply, or again, you can just assign it to someone. All right, next would be the content field here. So the content library houses all the different libraries that you have created. So you can create actually an unlimited number of libraries. So you can create a library for your client, a library for images, library for hashtags. I did create library for hashtags here. And these are like templates they can always reuse. So if you're using the exact same hashtags over and over again for a specific client, for their Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, you might as well save them as a template. As an example here, I created this hashtags library. And these are the different consumers, meaning they can use the messages under this library. And contributors will be anyone who can add and use the message, So I can just remove them because technically if they're here under contributors, they can also use and consume the messages or templates under this library. Now there's two ways for you to share it. You can share from here, go to plain text, and all the hashtags will be here. Let's just say you have 15 or 20 hashtags, so they'll be all pasted here. So no need to copy and paste. You can also go to compose, and when you go to this book icon here, there's also an option here under content, so you can add different hashtags or maybe a different content if you want to share that to them. Maybe this one's for Instagram, so you can do that. Definitely a time saver. Now, under content, you also see content suggestions. Just in case, you don't want to know what, you don't really have an idea what to post, you're running out of ideas, so you can explore different topics or suggestions under this field. You can search for topics here. Maybe you want to go to hotel industry, you can do that. You can see different articles. You can even share, you can even see the number of shares it got on Twitter. You can sort this by time if you want to view just the latest articles. Yes. And you can even just view articles with videos, or just, articles for top articles for the day, for the week, or for the month. So before you share them, maybe you want to check it out, of course. Click it, give it a good read. And if you feel like this is a good article to share, then by all means, you can click on the share button here. Also, there's an option to click these three dots. You get to share it, or you get to add it to the queue, the smart queue that I've told you earlier. And you can save it also to your content library if you want to save it as a template and probably work on them later on. Okay, next would be RSS feeds. So probably not everyone has an RSS feed, probably not even your own, not even for your client. But in case you do have one, you can add that here under new feed. Just go to publications and blogs, and then you get to type in or just paste the URL for the RSS feed. It's just taking a while though, but there will be some different segments here at the bottom, like different suggestions that you can pick, and you can add a feed. You can search. I just don't have an example right now, but you can search for your RSS feed, and then once you added them, just like what I did on these different RSS feeds, you get to pull all their articles whenever they're posting a new one. This way you can view the source, you can share it, you can share it to different platforms. There you go. You have options there. And you can also do an auto poster, but I'm not going to talk about auto posting. This is only good if you have a reliable RSS feed, or if your client wants you to auto post their own RSS blogs. So we have a different webinar for this one, so you might as well check that one out. I think the last bit that I should be talking about is the reports. Okay, so under reports, we have two segments. We have the reports hub here, which is here on top, and here at the bottom is the custom reports, which is available for our higher plans. So for everyone else, you'll always have this reports up here. So this houses 8 quick reports, as we call them, and we consolidate all the metrics, or modules as we call them as well, into quick reports. So these are the metrics that matters most to a lot of our customers. All you need to do is to click on, let's just use Facebook as a good example. Click on Facebook, and as it tries to load, please appreciate that we have this report guide here, and each of these quick reports do have report guides as well. Click it, it will open a PDF guide, which will essentially give you more sense out of those numbers that are going to be thrown out at you on this report. So you'll see what's a post impression, post engagement, page consumption, why they are important, and something that you should be checking out, especially if this is the first time you're going to run a quick report. Right, that will be very, very handy. Now, you also have the filter date option here. You can change the date duration, but take note, you can only go as far back as last 90 days. And you can also change the sequence. Maybe you want to put audience engagement at the bottom. You can drag and drop the module. Drag it there. Maybe you want to put post impressions, and oh, it's already on top. Now, maybe you want to customize this further. You want to remove modules that doesn't make sense for your company. That's okay, we get you. You can customize this, but you have to save this as a custom report. Now, saving it as a custom report, that involves a higher plan, so you need to be on a scale plan or higher. But once you've saved this, it'll be saved here under my reports, and then you can customize it. You can add modules aside from your chance to remove modules that you don't need. So you can remove this, you can remove this, and remove this. And then later on, you can just add a module. You have a lot of different modules that you can add. Under general reports, you'll see different modules, but take note, this will just be a combination of all the numbers across all your social profiles connected to your dashboard. Probably just not what you're looking for. In some cases, you want to drill down per profile. So you have to go to the profiles tab. And here you can see all the profiles that are connected to your dashboard. So you can see a combination of the Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So you can, rather than running quick reports for Facebook, then Twitter, and then send it over to your client, you can combine it into one report. So maybe you want to go to Instagram and add audience engagement, audience growth for this Instagram business account, and go to their Facebook page and go and pick this modules. So as you can see, I'm adding different modules, but you can only add a maximum of 30 modules in one quick report. That's already big numbers, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. You can even add LinkedIn. There you go. You can add a lot of combinations there. Under monitoring, these are the keyword alerts. As what you've seen earlier, I did Sendible keyword alerts there. You can also add that, all mentions, mention sources. If you want to track down the top links, you can also do that. But take note, if it's not being shortened via bit.ly, it won't be tracked under top links. Okay. If you have Google Analytics, well, we can also pull data from Google Analytics. Now, regardless of what you choose here, regardless of what module, it will ask you to log into your Google Analytics account. And we will take the numbers or the data from Google Analytics and bring it into Sendible. Then Sendible will present it into our report form. Now, you can share this report to different members of the team. Maybe I want to share this to creative team or to Dave Smith. So that way they can also see that under their own dashboard under my reports. What I love most is that aside from printing the report or saving it into a PDF, you can also email this report if you're using this custom report. You can send an email to yourself, send it right now, or you can also opt not to include a cover page because you have the option to have a cover page under the custom report. You can upload a logo, you can put whatever you would need to put on the cover page. This is a freehand text box here. Now, going back to emailing this report, you can opt not to include a cover page. You can send it now if you want to get it. Just don't forget to put in the subject line and also your message for the email. Or if you want this to run through a specific frequency, maybe every week, every Monday, you can do that, or every month, every first of the month. Just save the settings and it will automatically run the report and send it over to you via email. So you can send it to yourself, to some members of the team, or to a client. Just separate the mood commas here. Definitely a great way to take advantage of the automated reporting. Take note, it will be sent out as a PDF. So a PDF report version will be added into this email. Okay. I guess I've pretty much discussed everything. Yeah, I think I'm gonna invite Julie over. Okay, Julie. I don't think we have any questions. Let me just check the questions tab. Okay, we don't have any. But we're just waiting for Julie to join. I think she has some probably tidbits of information or a bit of best practices as well. Since we don't have any questions here, then she'll take that time to share some additional info for you guys to take advantage of. Julie? Maybe Julie's having a little trouble connecting, or let's give her some time. Julie, girl, you got this. But guys, if you have any questions, just put your questions here. Like, put your questions here. I'll be very happy to answer them. Okay. Hey, hi,
There I
Julie.
am.
There you go.
All that testing and it still decided to drop.
That's okay. You're here.
Yeah. Oh, there's a question. Oh, that's your
I think
question.
that's me.
Yeah, we've had a quiet group here today. I haven't seen much for chat or questions. The one thing I did put in the chat was the fact that you were showing rearranging images in the compose box.
Mhm.
And that works for Instagram, but it only works for Instagram. That's not available for the other social profiles.
Okay, good.
Um,
Good to
yeah,
share.
just to gosh, other things that I think and folks who are new to the dashboard need to be aware of when you're creating posts for others, and I'm going to assume clients here. If you are an agency, we'll say as an example, creating posts for clients, you want to make sure that when you are composing those posts that you switch to their dashboard when you do that, so that those posts will be reflected on their dashboard and also reflected in the reports generated there. So that one sometimes trips people up, where they create posts on the main dashboard and then their clients are wondering why they can't see anything. So that's one to be aware of, which dashboard you're on.
Yep. If you have a client dashboard so that your clients can see it, make sure that you are posting to the client dashboard just for their visibility and also for reporting purposes. That's a good tip.
Yep.
And anything else?
Gosh, covering an overview of the dashboard is so big. We do have webinars on pretty much
Uh-huh.
everything you spoke about that go deeper
True.
in depth. We have
Exactly.
yeah, we have webinars on RSS feeds. We have webinars on, adding images, working with images
Mm-hmm.
and videos. So if there's something that you're specifically interested in, if you go to support.sendible.com, you'll find a link to all of our tutorials and other webinars that have been recorded that you can revisit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Looks like we don't have any questions. Probably they're all experts on posting already. I mean, that could be the quietness could be positive or negative, but I'm going to take this
Well,
as a
I do
positive.
recognize some of the names in the list, so I think some of them aren't exactly new.
Then I see. All right. Well, I guess we're just going to give back their time. We're going to end this earlier. But thank you so much all for joining us today. Thank you also to Julie for attending this webinar. She's so prepared to answer your questions, but we don't have any questions. But for the next webinar, I believe we will be talking about hashtags. So how can you use hashtags to improve engagement, probably what to use and what not to use on different platforms. So we're also going to have guest speakers on one of our webinars. I'm just probably not allowed to talk about that yet, but please do keep an eye out for the email. Likely next week, you'll get the email so that you can register for those webinars. And if you have any questions or maybe suggestions on what topics to discuss on future webinars, you can shoot us an email at success@sendible.com. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome, Brian. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. Have a good one. Bye.